Hello, everyone. Welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomenon number 35. I'm right here. It is March 12th, 2022. Welcome, everybody. I know I'm running a little bit late. Batmom's here saying, well, it's about time. Thanks for coming, Batmom. And Mr. Lee says, you are late, LOCKBEARD. Yes, yes. Sometimes it happens. I could give you the Lord of the Rings response. Wizard is never late, Mr. Lee 3PO, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Yeah, trying to get it back. Yeah, should have never cut it, but hopefully it'll be fully restored at some point. That mom. I mean, it won't be exactly like it was before, but it'll be like it was supposed to become. Because I can add back, it can be put back as extensions when it's turned into dreadlocks. So, and yes, I saved it, which is going to seem strange to a lot of people, but a beard should never be cut. And ideally, it should be in dreadlocks like your hair. But that's a whole nother subject. Sandra Piper's here. Welcome. Mr. Lee says an emperor can be late if he wishes. Yeah, I shall decree that we are on time, and all your clocks are wrong. Change your clocks. Change them. Oh man. So yeah, feels like a long week. Been some crazy chats, and you know, more of the people going on about the division, the fighting, and all that stuff in the community, or the people out there who are interested in the subject of Bigfoot. Um, you know, it's going to continue to be there, and I cannot understand the idea. You turn a blind eye. It's like that doesn't. You may try to argue that it makes you the better person, but at the end of the day, you just allowed bad things to happen, right? You allowed lies and hoaxes to occur. It's that old saying, the only thing evil needs to triumph is for good men to do nothing. And if I and the best the Bigfoot community has to do this, I mean, there's other people who will call out the liars and the hoaxers and all that stuff, but yeah. So that whole mindset. If everyone adopted it, we would be in serious trouble. We would be. I mean, we already are, but maybe not as and maybe not as bad as what would be happening if no one called out hoaxers. If no one said, "Hey, this guy's story is so damn ridiculous. Why is everyone just believing it?" You can't. You are allowed to filter some of this crap, right? I mean, there's probably still people out there that believe Dr. Matt Johnson's bullshit story. You know, and that's out there. It's muddy in the water. It's, you know, a lot of those people who believe it, that they might have really good things to contribute to, you know, the real stuff, but they're busy wasting their time on bullshit out there. You know, so the collective is not as strong when we are continuously bombarded with bull crap. Mr. Lee's like, what are we talking about? I'm talking about Bigfoot. Right out there. He probably wasn't looking at me. What the fuck is that? The trees there. That could be one. I don't know. There were some weird ass sounds coming out of there, but they keep telling me I never hear anything myself. But, hey, that dog never runs. What's she running at? Now, I haven't seen that dog running forever. She old, but she went after something. Nah, I don't know. That mom says, "What's been going on?" Well, you know, trying to cipher it all out. Meredith's here. Welcome. Been weird. Chat's been weird lately, says Sandra. Yeah. And some of the shows, you know, there's been the whole thing with people, you know, getting censored or blocked or whatever in the chats, and you know, and then Pat purged his entire police force over there. As a result, you know, because people get banned and then they get upset, you know, because you know they come to live streams because they want to participate in the chat and then they get blocked, you know, and but yeah, there's been some weirdness with all this, and it's I don't know, it's just been a thing. Batmom says they don't just bring up names; they say there's fighting fake people, but they don't want to say names. They don't just bring up names; they say there's fighting fake people, but they don't want to say names. Which they don't bring up names, but say there's fighting. So you're saying the people that mention it but don't say the names of the people they're talking about? I'm sure a few of them probably say me causing shit, but you know, the tree needs shook. We need to shake the crap out of it. It's full of crap, you know. And then these yahoos, and you know, and you hoaxers out there, you liars and stuff. You know, you want some of you guys try this tactic of saying, "Well, what evidence you got?" I'm not. Look, everyone who criticizes you doesn't have to like take your challenge, right? And you know how many people who talk to say talk sports, right? And you say, "Oh, that guy's he's bad. Why'd they pick him?" Blah blah blah. You know, I don't even know sports, but I see what you got. You guys criticize the shit out of this team or that player or whatever. Yeah, well, I could say to you, well, why ain't you on the field? No, I don't say that because I'm not a moron. You guys have to take criticism from the people that are watching this stuff, right? They're looking at this stuff. just like that football player does. He has to take criticism for a bad play or whatever. So when you guys think you got a magic phrase, or well, where's your evidence? Well, screw you. Screw you. I don't need to have evidence to say that, look, it looks to me like you're lying or hoaxing or somehow creating a problem for the Bigfoot community to find anything or get the ball down the field, as some say. No, screw you guys. Call your ass out. If you're lying, if you're full of shit, you got new people who come into the subject every day. Maybe they just had an experience, or maybe they just developed an interest, and they come in and they find this big mess, and they got to wade through it. It's a freaking mess. Just so some of us have to sort it out and try to straighten it out, and not everybody has to, but don't try to say that no one needs to. Don't try to say that this is creating a problem for the Bigfoot community. No, we see the problem and we're trying to attack it while others are criticizing us for dealing with the problem or trying to. And the only way we got. The water is muddied with bullshit artists. And we're dealing with apparently a people in the forest who are extremely elusive and who are hidden further by a government that wants to keep them hidden for some reason. And we got to deal with all these insufferable pricks out here who are muddying the water. It must be done. So it just does. I'm sick of it. You roll up on the YouTube or you do a Google search and you come up with so much crap. And for the new people to the subject, it's just how do they sort all this out? They can't. They need someone help. Oh, Matt Johnson is crazy. He claims to some crap about jumping through portals and helping the last of the alien race known as Bigfoot to get the Earth through the portal. And just an absolute nonsense load of crap. At least when he was on Bigfoot Odyssey, it was Carrie at least asked, hey, can I go? Can you show me this thing? And then he come up, of course, people who come up with bullshit, they'll always come up with some further bullshit why you're not going to see the portal, right? Which he was. He's like, oh, if you're closed off to it, you won't see the. Oh, really? Okay, so this load of crap you just told me, you're now telling me that I won't see it because my mind is closed to it. How about you're just full of crap? Yeah. Batman says cowards and weakness in humans. Mr. Lee says, are you on the farm, Lockbeard? Yes, Mr. Lee. Batman says Johnson was the doctor who said the creature can cure cancer. Yeah. Yeah, the dude was. My understanding was he had a brain injury, so he may literally be like hallucinating some stuff, or his mind may be going. His mind may be gone. Mr. Lee says maybe some people are psychotic, hearing voices in their heads. Yeah, exactly. And of course, then those people will be like, you say I'm crazy? What the hell? You know, they get on to you for saying that or suggesting that. What, we can't even suggest a more likely, because again, forget Bigfoot's involvement. You tell me mind speak exists. Well, show me a person who can mind speak. Prove to me mind speak itself exists as a separate entity. You know, but it's a convenient thing for these liars to come up with. Some of them may be literally mistaken, but a lot of them are liars. You know, and you know, so they're already spinning a tale. They might as well throw some other crap in there while they're at it. They don't have any problem throwing extra lies into a lie that they you know, had a Bigfoot experience because they want attention or they want to, you know, build a channel or whatever the reason is. You know, some it's well, or to make money, like you know, Dyer and others, and to use people's belief in Bigfoot for their gain, to you know, to you know, their wishful thinking, their desire to see evidence. Well, they're ready to gobble up anything, just anything. We need to get people trained to the idea that, look, just because someone said they had an experience doesn't mean they're telling the truth or that their mind was in the right place at the time. You know, if they're out hiking in the woods and stuff, and they're not, you know, activity they're not really, you know, very adapted to. Maybe they do it sometimes, but they don't do it enough. And maybe they get out there, they're hot, they're experiencing a little heat stroke. You know, their mind could play tricks on them. They may honestly believe what they're telling you, but the point is someone's account does not constitute proof. It just doesn't. Just because you look at a person and say, "Oh well, he seems he seems legit. He seems honest. I believe his story." Okay, you can do that, but it's not evidence of the existence of Bigfoot, right? And it's not evidence of any particular facts about Bigfoot. You know, you got people that make these claims, this thing or that thing about them. You know, it, we can speculate about it as long as we're honest at speculation, like we were talking about the potential for migration and stuff. Look, I don't know. I'm just speculating based on what I think is the truth about Bigfoot and that stuff. But look, I don't expect you to just latch onto that and believe that that my suppositions are 100% correct. I think that I think that I am looking at the most likely scenario, right? What's the most likely? What Occam's razor, that sucker, right? What's the most likely possibility that we got a just a big hairy race of people that are really good at hiding in the woods? You know, just nothing magical or really, just kind of just they're just out there. Or are they portal jumping, cloaking like predator, mind speak psychic freaking orbs flying out their ass Bigfoots? There could be some weirdness going on in the woods, but we should be careful not to jump on the bandwagon with any old crazy crap that someone's got coming out of their mouth. Batman says, "Sorry, not feeling well." Jay Fritz is here. Says, "Hey, ladies and hairy legs." Now, see, there's an example of an account right here that doesn't have any of that crazy crap in it. You know, someone was criticizing me the other day is like when I was trying to say, look, you know, when I hear someone's story, you know, if I hear stories that have all that the orbs and the mind speak and the portals and all that crap. I'll put this account, in the higher priority than the others, because here you have a guy who was just hunting, saw a big hairy dude chasing hogs. Pretty damn standard and far more believable than that crap that Matt Johnson was saying, right? So you damn right I'm going to prioritize. I'm going to take Matt Johnson's story and I'm going to shove it way to the bottom of the pile and hopefully never to be seen again, because it's crap. It's a lie. It's obviously a lie. People want to believe it so badly that they latch onto it. Whereas you got Jay's story here that is completely believable. Chessboard, welcome. He says, hey there, everybody. Mr. Lee says, a lot of people we know have seen Sasquatch, though. No doubt. But even Joe will say, he knows himself. He saw, he had the story, not, a really believable account, just like Jay's. And, but he'll tell you himself, like, that's not evidence for other people. That works for him, because he was the one that was there. But for other people, just because, Joe says he saw it doesn't constitute proof for them. We need real proof, and less of people just, latching onto stories like a cult, just because it sounds good. They like that particular narrative, and which seemed like what Dr. Matt Johnson was trying to pull off as some kind of cult kind of situation, I guess. I don't know what he was up to, or if he was just crazy or what. But we gotta have enough of that, and enough of this crap where the other day I kind of dangle a line out there, and sure as shit a hoaxer bit it. And some of you may have seen that in the chat. And he bid on it. He bid, and so that would have been LA Swamp Ape. I don't believe him for a second. Him and his nonsense. Oh, you somehow that they're gonna. All you had to do is ask, and they came in with this top secret IR and took pictures for you, let you see them, and then you're gonna sit here in front of us and tell us, oh, well, these are edited. You're not allowed to see the real ones. But you got to, huh? Like you have these connections. Oh, you're so important. Oh, you're so important, Mr. LA Swamp Ape guy. And then you're going to sit there on screen with hidden exaggeration and tell us about us and show it. Dude, you're so full of it. There was nothing in any of those pictures that was conclusive. Not one thing. And then you're going to say, oh, I challenge anybody to come up with pictures. These good. This good. Dude, 1,000 people have pictures better than what you showed that night. And they don't come anywhere close to the Patty film. Assuming that's real. But at least we can see what it is. You can't see squat. You're trying to say, oh, this is Bigfoot and that's Bigfoot. And you're like, look at it. Oh, he's got a nice butt. He said Bigfoot had a nice butt, right? Dude, get the fuck out of here. It's just, excuse my French. And then he's going to come at me. He came at me in chat. Why? Probably a hoaxer. He's mad. He's mad that someone's daring to mention that there are hoaxers out there spreading bullshit. If he was legit, he wouldn't have got all bent, right? You know, I demonstrated right there for you that the higher likelihood that LA swamp ape is a hoaxer. And he probably didn't even realize it. Most people probably didn't even realize what they were seeing there. They thought I was just there stirring up shit. No, I was exposing him just a little bit more, and I did. The Batman says, "Holy crap, Lockbeard! How did you decipher my ramblings? That was amazing." I don't know. Let's see. Hello, everybody. There's Jay. Mr. Lee says, "I don't like being lied to. I don't like all the egos, and I don't like the jealousy." Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we of course, yeah. Again, another thing, weird week with Mr. Lee. You know, getting all mad if being lied to. But yeah, this is part of the deal. Like, no one would have expected you to get that angry. None of it. Like, we weren't even sure it was you. But it's because we got all these liars, and it just built up on you probably. And I want to sort them out the best I can when I can. I can't always. There's just so much material to go through and try to figure out. What is this? Are they lying? There's only so much time one person has, right? But that's what I'm talking about. It's just going to have to be a big effort of many people to ferret out the liars, and then try to make sure people are able to be informed that these people are liars, so that they can get on to like what's more likely to be real evidence or real footage or pictures or even accounts. They're wasting their time on crap. This is why, like, people say, maybe we're being too hard on Steve Ishtal on how to read email. Look, his convictions may be 100% right on. The problem is any old jackass can write him an email and write all these crazy stories. And they're completely, there's zero vetting whatsoever. Now, how much can you vet a person? I don't know. I just feel like that it's best if you've been able to look this person in the eye as they tell their lies. If they just write an email and you just read it, there's zero vetting going on. And it's just, there just could be people out there just having a good chuckle, just writing stupid stories to say, oh, look, maybe they're planning on the future, a little expose. So yeah, 56% of the stories that Steve read came from my various email accounts and were all completely made up. That will actually be funny to see. But, I used to watch a lot of that. Steve Ishtal, it was just good to listen to some accounts and stories, but so much of them were full of crap. I just had to stop. It's like, these are some ridiculous things that some of these people are saying. Some people actually are obviously want to push some kind of particular belief that they have, rather than the facts, just the facts, nothing but the facts. They want to paint the story of Nephilim and all this crap, man. It was just too much. So I won't watch him read any more emails, really, but because it could be total BS. There's nothing. If someone's going to tell a story, I'd rather see them tell their story, live. Put their face behind it, at least be brave enough to tell. And people say, oh, some people they're afraid to be real. Like, I don't have time to sort out that shit. Okay, if someone has a hard time telling their story, then they just shouldn't tell their story. I'm not concerned about trying to get as many people to tell their story as possible. That's not where I'm doing my thing. The people that are concerned about that are the ones that are desperately trying to find new content for their channel because, they, in a lot of cases, like, bullshit Odyssey, you're not allowed to criticize or ask hard questions of the guest over there, are you? Why? Because he wants to have them in his back pocket to maybe come back. He's having any kind of like he had Dr. Matt Johnson on, gave him a 3-hour episode to Matt Johnson. Why? Anyone who listens to his bullshit knows he's full of shit, except for some people that are just ready to latch on to some crap. Why did BO give him a 3-hour episode anyway? Because all he cares about is getting content and and trying to get these people to just who latch on to that crap to watch Bigfoot Odyssey. I don't begrudge someone, making a business, but that's based on lies, right? It's based on lies, and it's creating a problem for people trying to find the truth. You're not going to find the truth by sitting there watching a 3-hour interview of Dr. Matthew Johnson on Bullshit Odyssey. You're just not. And but yeah, egos. I don't know if I can say much about that. And then jealousy, Mr. Lee. I don't know why people are. What are they jealous of? Oh, this person's got better Bigfoot pictures than me, or what? I don't know. I don't even know why that's even an issue. But some would probably point at me and say, "Oh, you're jealous of the other channel's success. That's why you're mad." No, I'm mad at lies. Like I said, I don't give a shit. If someone's trying to make a YouTube, YouTube's their job. That's okay, but it's just based on lies. Bigfoot Odyssey should be labeled as entertainment only. End of story. It's nothing legit about it. He tries to make it seem legit, but there isn't. As long as he's dealing with someone like Zasky over there, who's just completely full of shit. Paradolia, come to my website and pay money to look at a bunch of shadows, and I'll tell you where the faces are. There's a face there. There's a face there. Shut up, Zasky. Shut up. You're full of shit. There aren't faces in every damn shadow. Gallbladder surgery. Oh, shoot. Sorry, Jay. Hope it goes well. Or did go well, whichever you mean. Batman says, I don't think it's jealousy, Mr. Lee. I think it's ego. Mr. Hugh, welcome. Angel, welcome. It's easy peasy surgery. Jay, you'll be in and out. Mr. Lee says, Jay Fritz, I have gallbladder, or I have gallstones. Doctor told me to remove it. I said no. Then I tried keto. My gallbladder is fine now. Yeah. Yeah, man. All you can do is tell people, you gotta be careful. Like I can't tell you, I gotta be careful what I say because they'll call it medical advice. And all I can tell people is look into keto, and if you got serious problems, look into actually going fully carnivore. That's optimal. It's optimal diet for humans. I know you've been told to eat vegetables your whole life. Just look into it. Trust me. Your vegetables, no. You can if you want. I'm just saying, you want optimal health, you got to drop everything from a plant. Go find your Paleolithic flint-napped spear and go kill you something to eat, or at least go to the grocery store and buy some meat. And just eat fatty red meat. Just all you don't need. Don't look at the damn food pyramid. Put the food pyramid down. It's an instruction manual of how to kill people real slow. That's what the food pyramid was. Most of that crap isn't supposed to be put in the human body. It's not actually food. Actual food for humans is what we killed and ate for many, many thousands of years. It's what we're designed to eat. Meat, just like Sasquatch. Belly been hurting. Yeah. There's Joe. What you talking about, Willis? Yeah. Yeah. Brian Shoes here. Welcome. Jay says, old Southern boy here, jerk that thing out so I can eat my beans and taters. Jesper says, hello, Joe, Western Bigfoot. Yeah. 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 Mr. Lee says, Joe, good show last night. Man, you know we all cringed when he mentioned Christopher Noel, right? Come on. No, look, listen. All you people who profess to be researchers or investigators or whatever, you really need to like distance yourself from Christopher Noel. Don't go out of your way to mention Christopher Noel. His whole bullshit. I think Bigfoot's autistic. Yeah, what do you base? Get the fuck out of here, Bigfoot. Look, he just found him an angle. He found him an angle to use to reel some people in, and it worked. It freaking worked. Oh, that sounds like a new great theory. I'm going to buy his books. Whatever, man. Mr. Lee says, Mr. Hugh, hey, man. I'm pretty far behind in the chat, am I? Let me see here. Joe says, okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, my encounter isn't proof to anyone but me. Yeah. You say it yourself, and it's a completely sensible, logical thing to say. But then, oh man, like in that chat I was in the other night, if you were there, you wouldn't have jumped on me for my comments about hoaxers, but a hoaxer would, and a hoaxer did. I mean, I can't say 100% he's a hoaxer, right? Maybe he really did get IR photos of Bigfoot from somewhere, but I don't believe his whole bullshit story. Like I'm not even clear who he asked. Some men in black that he knew who had top secret, highly advanced IR that gave perfectly clear pictures that he was allowed to look at, but he wasn't allowed to keep and show everyone else. And he said in the chat, what Pat did to me wasn't cool. And I said, no, dude, you earned every bit of it. You earned every bit of it. So I was ready to really go in deep on that dude, at least on that particular incident. I would tonight, but I need to get some things prepared before I do that. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, who do you believe is telling the truth then? Well, again, it's just a belief. It's not proof of anything. I think Joe and Jay are telling the truth. You know, they got a story of just a big hairy dude in the woods that was trying to catch some food. It's a completely normal thing for, you know, any creature on the planet. We know every creature on the planet's got to find some food. Things that hunt animals got to chase food, right? Jay and Joe saw a thing in the woods trying to chase some food. So it's just a flesh and blood, big hairy dude trying to catch some damn food. There were no orbs. There was no mind speak. There's all those voices in my head. There wasn't no cloaking. There wasn't none of this crazy shit that these guys didn't see any of that stuff. They just saw big hairy dude in the woods trying to get some fast food. That was it. So you know, some people are probably going to say, well, you're going to discourage people who saw orbs from talking. And I'm like, look, well, if they're not willing to talk, then they're not willing to talk. They should talk, because if this orbs thing is real, we need to figure it out. But, I don't know. I've spent a lot of time out in the woods. Haven't seen any damn orbs. Haven't, as far as I know, haven't seen a Bigfoot. Maybe I felt it once or twice. But, it's just, prove that orbs exist as a separate thing from Bigfoot. Start there. But you got people want to jump right to, Bigfoot and orbs are the same thing. Bigfoot turns into orbs to travel. Prove that orbs are real first before you start trying to tell me some crap about Bigfoot transforms into orbs so it can travel. Prove this thing even exists before. Prove the two separate things exist first before, Hey, if that's the reality, man, that would be so cool. But just because I think it would be a cool thing that was real, doesn't mean I'm just gonna start believing everyone's story that tells a story like that. That's not how a logical mind should work. You have to accept the reality of life, where there isn't any crazy shit like that going on that I've seen anyway. Stuff needs to be proved. Like we talked about on here about some crazy stuff that's actually real, that there's scientific proof of, and so there's room for these things out there. It's just that, man, we need proof of some of these things like portals and orbs and all that stuff. I think there's room for the possibility there. It's just, you're telling me that humans, none of us have figured out how to pop through an orb, or we got people talking about psychic stuff. I was like, yeah, but prove the psychic stuff if it's real. And then some of them will get all bent out of shape, like, oh, but that ain't how it works, or blah blah blah, or you're stressing me out, I can't see, or whatever kind of story. Like, it's like, look, you can't get mad at people not believing you if you're not willing to take the extra effort to prove the thing is real. You can't say, oh, well, you gotta believe. No, that's not acceptable. I'm sorry, it's not acceptable. It's like, you can have an open mind to an extent, but like the saying goes, don't have it so open that it falls out. Gallbladder. Yeah. Brian says, Joe, as well, point of no return. Or is it that it is, Brian? It is what it is. Yeah, Joe believes what Jay saw. Yeah, I don't find that unbelievable at all. Fingers. Mr. Lee says, Jay, you should pickle your gallbladder and put it on your mantelpiece as a memento. Yeah, just say that for later. Sanders says, Jay had mine out 10 years ago. So glad the pain is awful. Sorry you're hurting. Joe don't believe Matt Johnson. Yeah, I can't believe anybody believes. It don't fit. If Bigfoot did not if Bigfoot's morphological characteristics were something like drastically different from ours, you know, well, I mean, that wouldn't prove anything as far as the validity of the story. But the problem is the story immediately goes to crap because Bigfoot has morphological characteristics, numerous morphological characteristics that are precisely Homo sapiens characteristics. So the most likely supposition we can make is this is a race of people in the woods. They're just a little, they're bigger than us and hairier than the rest of us, but it's just a human. If you shave the hair off of it, you look at it and say that's just a big dude. It's Andre the Giant's cousins. That's it. Not aliens. It's like when we talked about alien sightings before. How people describe, if people, what they describe is this humanoid shaped thing. Well, what I see there is something that can be morphologically speaking matched up to something like human. That it's just a Chihuahua version of human. The difference between that and us is less than, as far as what the descriptions are, is less than the difference between a Chihuahua and a Great Dane. If you're going to describe an alien, describe something that's just drastically different from us. Maybe it doesn't stand upright. Does intelligent life have to be an upright, standing, primate, humanoid thing? Absolutely not. And to assume that one of the first aliens we run into are going to look pretty much just like us is retarded. It's stupid. There's no reason to assume that. There's just no reason to assume that. They could be a freaking they could look far more like a freaking millipede or something for all we know. We don't know. But saw that LA swamp. Yeah. He totally outed himself, didn't he? He totally outed himself because he's getting all defensive, because why? Probably a hoaxer. The pictures are not Bigfoot, and he knows damn good and well they're not Bigfoot. That's probably the truth. I can't say that definitively. I can't. But he offered the challenge in that show. He said I challenge anyone to get better pictures than these. Well, dude, your pictures are crap. They don't show anything. Blob squatch, blob squatch, blob squatch. That's all you showed. And then you give us this crazy story about how you got to look at the top secret advanced technology IR pictures, and they were perfectly clear. I saw them, but I can't show them to you. It's like the dude with the golden tablets. It's like, oh, I can't show you the golden tablets, but I'll tell you what's on them, and you write it down. No, it's the oldest chick in the book. Get the hell out of here, L.A. Swamp Ape. Get the hell out of here. And you want to act like I'm being some kind of asshole in the chat. No, I'm just exposing another hoaxer. Not definitively. I can't say I definitively exposed him as a hoaxer, but boy, we got something that night. We got something. Yes, ma'am. I was in ER for 6 hours before pain subsided. Hurt like a MFer. Yeah, Jay, we hope you get better and everything's fine. Mr. Lee says that was a weird show with LA Swamp and Daniela. Yeah. I don't even know what to make of her sometimes. What's she in the middle of all this stuff? You know, it's just like, why is she in the middle of all this? What's going on there? Some kind of government plant? Is that what you are? You're here to monitor us, and I don't know what to make of her. But it just seems like she's surrounded by all the BS. That's for sure. Surrounded by all the BS. Totally on board with censoring the shit out of people in chat. Totally on board with that. She obviously is. Sanders says, Jay, Lord, don't I know. Do you have someone to help you when you come home from the hospital? Who lied to Mr. Lee? The neighborhood lady check on me. Jay's neighbor friend. Yeah. Mr. Lee says, I said hello to Cheese. She's still not talking to me. Well, she may not want to talk to you anymore, Mr. Lee. That one says, Lockbird, do you have informed people? I thank you for that. I'm trying, you know. I just need to make sure best I can that we got the facts and nothing but the facts, and you know, so I mean, there's been some people that were mad about the J, you know, not just people in the crew, right, or about the DDoS stuff, and we're mad about it, but saying, well, we don't want to see that. I'm like, well, okay, but you know, I got this analytics page over here that says I think it's my most viewed episode ever. You know, so you know, I don't want to harp on that all the time, and I may have to revisit it in the future if more things develop with it. You know, because I certainly didn't do it justice. I did not do the thing justice. I know that, but yeah, there's a lot of other fish to fry too. Slow, watch what you eat for time. Joe says, if everyone took the same energy they put into making stuff up about this and used it to look for the truth, we'd be further down the road. Yeah. And so unfortunately, like, we're having to look for what isn't the truth to try and find the truth amongst all the crap. I mean, so now you got someone like me that's having to waste a bunch of time sorting through it all. Yeah, you got Mr. Lee over here losing it on. Well, I don't know if he completely lost it. He was mad, and we went over an hour last week over the normal show time, trying to sort that out, and we never did come to a real good resolution on it. I was hoping we could, but it just wasn't going to happen. You know, and I tell you what, I have this little bit of suspicion that we do have some element lurking among us trying to create issues among us on purpose. You know, because if someone doesn't want us to find the truth, their best bet is to muddy the water and to get us fighting each other, just like politics, right? You all need to hate each other and fight. Don't pay attention to us, the puppet masters up above you, who's making you fight, who's getting you all pissed at each other when you should be mad at the people in charge. Yep. So true. Batman says, Jay, they will pump air into you. Very important to walk after. Otherwise, air gets trapped in your chest. It hurts really bad. Jay says, agreed, Joe, except I ain't getting out of my easy chair. Yeah. Well, he's not talking about you. He's just saying the people that are out there making crap up need to freaking stop. Jay says I walk 5, sometimes 10 miles a day anyway. Batmom says I can find faces in my carpet. Yeah. Joe says I'm not jealous of anyone. I get excited when I find someone I think may have some actual research data. Yeah. Yeah. Real logical people aren't getting jealous about someone. Oh, look what he's got on his channel. It's so much better than mine. Those are your hoaxers and your liars. Jay says, back when I bird hunted, I walked 30 or more miles in a hunt lots of time. Yeah, good. Good he walks. Angel says, the only time I watch that show is if I'm bored for laughs. I don't comment, just sit here and say no. People just can't give up potatoes. Yeah, Mr. Lee. But look, I would say to people, look, if you can't give up all your carbs yet, potatoes might be a good one to stick with. Try getting rid of the like straight up sugar, and don't drink pop anymore, or sweetened tea or any of that stuff, or cake or any of that, and get rid of anything with wheat in it or grains in it. No rice, no wheat at all. Try getting rid of that first, but you might have an easier time of it if you keep your potatoes. Because potatoes aren't good for you either, but wheat is really bad. It's really bad. They had people like eating whole wheat bread, like, oh, this is really healthy for you, blah blah blah. It's high in fiber. Forget the fiber. Forget the fiber. People forget the fiber. They've convinced you that you need that, and you absolutely do not. I'm living proof of it. I think the longest period of time that I went completely without any kind of plant material, only meat, so there's zero fiber, right, was 6 months. And let me tell you, the things they tell you will happen to you if you don't get fiber are complete crap. In fact, the opposite is true. The absolute opposite is true. And there's science on this. I talked about this study they did with that, and it proved the exact opposite of the crap that they have been blowing up our butts about fiber for years. So forget fiber. Forget it. You don't need it. What's up, Cindy Finn? Welcome. Joe says, I mention Noel and porcupines when I want to laugh. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a difference between that, though, and I check mentioning Christopher Noel, because he was bringing up that whole. I know what he was bringing up, the whole autistic Bigfoot. No, come on, get the fuck out of here with autistic Bigfoot, Chris Noel, and his and his and his little porcupine too. Yeah, Mr. Lee says I watched all Christopher Noel stuff. It's interesting. Yeah, he's no, 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 no. No, he needs to go become a porcupine herder so he gets very familiar with porcupines. He needs to learn more about porcupines. Joe says, yeah, pretty much what you said. Lockbeard puts it in a nutshell. Big hairy dude looking for dinner. Yeah, yeah. Mr. Lee says, Jay Burt said he saw an orb, though, and he said Sasquatch looked like she had a purple pink coat on. Dude, I don't even know what to guess in his case what was going on. Again, it'd be cool if that the possibility, it'd be cool if that kind of crazy stuff was real, but man, we need evidence of it, because right now, like, Jay may be telling 100% the truth of what he saw, or at least what he believes he saw. And if it's real, then then there's some cool stuff floating around in the woods, right? Or, but if it's not, and he maybe he needs, I don't know if I don't know if a psychologist or a hypnotist could help him sort out, like, what did he actually see? Did he hallucinate something? I don't know. I don't know. But again, it's just another account. At the end of the day, it's not evidence. So, I mean, we can talk about this person saw that and this person saw that, but again, we have to believe this person is telling the truth, or wasn't hallucinating or drunk or high or something fiddled with their perception of reality, or, you know, waking dream, blacked out, something where they thought they saw something that wasn't really there. Mr. Lee says, I saw an orb and so did my dog, but I don't think Sasquatch was there. Yeah. I mean, so you see here, at least you're not saying, well, I saw a Sasquatch traveling as an orb. You're not saying that. You just saw an orb, right? So the question is, you know, what did you actually see? You know, how, I mean, really, dude, you, like, I don't know if like, you're not willing to come on camera. And you know, we've been trying to get you to jump on camera at Moog's show for a long time. If he could jump on, and, you know, maybe with Steenberg present, just, you know, maybe he could help you, like, through his process to work out, you know, is it possible that it was just something reflecting off of some light from over here, reflecting off of something over here, and, you know, maybe you didn't see what you thought you saw, you know. Just something reflecting, and then a little wishful thinking, and then next thing you know, you saw some kind of entity. You know, it could be. Cindy says, what Matt Johnson and the guy that used something to open a portal for Exodus, wouldn't Homeland Security be all over that shit? Yeah, I imagine they would. Jay says that color on Jay's birch sitting on sighting was liking its color, liking it's that color in Washington. Not entirely sure. 80 gallstones. Holy crap. Really hurt. Ernie's here. Welcome. See, he never posted anything after Pat called him out. Just attacks. Oh, you talking about the LA Swamp Ape? Yeah. Yeah. I think next week I might do a little segment about him, just to continue to drive a nail in that coffin. Yeah. He's still mad about it because he brought it up in where that was in Moog's chat. That was in Moog's chat. I think we upset Daddy Moogs. He put us both in the corner. Hey, there's Moogs. Cindy Finn says, yeah, well, was glad to get over here. Welcome to the chat, Mo. She who? What's up, everyone? Mr. Lee says, Ernie, he was in a car crash, though, in a hospital at LA Swamp Ape. Well, there was that. Sorry that happened to him, but I think he's pulling a fast one with his Bigfoot photos. Team Boys here. What's going on, people? Lots of hellos and howdies and highs. I need to catch up in this chat. Cindy Finn says, Lockbeard, he came in gunning for you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's all right. I'll take on some fire. Mr. Lee says, I am suspicious too, Lockbeard. Divide and conquer, yep. What actual research data? Huh? King Boy says Mr. Lee is muddying water. That's why we never see him on these channels. I see what you're doing there, Timmy. Mr. Lee says, no. Couldn't resist. We don't need fiber in our diet. No, says Mr. Lee. Yeah. That is absolutely true. The moment you say it, you immediately start losing people because they've been programmed their entire lives to believe that bullshit. So, I don't know. I think I showed the link or I think I shared the picture on like PubMed of a study where they did that. If I didn't, maybe I will in the future sometime. Proving the exact opposite, that fiber does its exact opposite of what they told you. It's crazy how opposite conventional or what we've been lied to about diet is to the reality of what humans are supposed to eat. I mean, some people take into like veganism too, like, oh, that's what humans, that's what we're supposed to eat. No, we're absolutely not supposed to eat that. We didn't find all them thousands of spear points because humans were trying to plow a field with the damn spear point. They were killing all the big megafauna. We existed in a world that was full of megafauna. We just had the unfortunate situation where we were damn near put in our grave because our food source, 160 species plus of gigantic, massive animals that we specialized in killing and eating, they all got wiped out. And probably we were probably scratching to survive for thousands of years, trying to figure out how do we live in a world where our primary food sources have all been exterminated, or at least almost all were. Luckily, a few things survived. So some smaller species, deer and elk and moose, and cows and hogs, and the bison survived, but a slightly smaller version of it, um, but so and no doubt those species, their numbers were drastically reduced after the younger Dryas impact occurred and killed all of our prey, or most of our prey. But there would have been so few of them running around that what humans were out here were going to have a hard time finding those kind of prey, and were stuck scrounging for whatever they could eat. So they had to probably start eating like plant material because there was just like, can't find much. Need to eat something. There's no massive herds for us to follow and reliably have food all the time. So we're start living in sedentary life and start planting specific plants that we know we can eat. And next thing you know, agricultural revolution has happened, and our entire species is sedentary as shit and eating a bunch of food that isn't really food for us. It's food for something, but it's not really it's not what we're designed to eat. You can live on it, you can get by, but you're going to be in less than optimal health for sure. Joe says Cindy Finn hair that doesn't match anything known in the area. Samples that may yield DNA, good actual clear tracks, etc. At least that's what I mean when I say actual research data. Yeah. I mean, we might, like, as far as accounts go, we might be able to throw accounts on there if we could get people to, like, in the funding to, give people lie detector tests. And again, those aren't 100% reliable either, but that would give us something. That would be cool if we could have that. So, look, people who have seen, and if we're doing actual science on it and we're showing, like, we've got 1,000 people here so far. that passed the lie detector test. It would help give legitimacy to it in the eyes of the public anyway, because it'd be like, look, people are telling their story, but that might be something that would get people to start talking, because now they're seeing, there's something out there that's viewed by the public to be a reasonably legitimate indication that someone's telling the truth. So that'd be something, but maybe more people would come forward if we had that. Not pictures of tree bends and downfall and bushcraft attempts. Yeah. And one of the funny thing is a lot of these so-called, like I say, oh, look, but it's too small to put a Bigfoot in it. So, well, they're putting a baby in there. I'm like, okay, if there was a baby wallering around in that thing, you ought to be able to find all kinds of DNA. Bigfoot don't have diapers, so he probably shit himself up in there. There's probably some hair. There's all kinds of skin cells. I mean, he probably puked up. Who knows? But if there was a baby in that structure, you ought to be able to find all kinds of DNA. So where's it at? Where's that? I'm sure them little suckers are hairy as hell when they're born too. Cindy Finn says, Joe, I'm telling you, that would be hell of a better than what we are hearing as evidence, because I believe in eyewitness accounts, but researchers, I feel, should be showing tangible evidence. It's unfortunate, though, that there's just been so many people telling these crazy, ridiculous bullshit stories that it's taken away from the legitimacy of real stories, right? So, outsiders looking in, they'll see, okay, well, yeah, you have Joe over here and Jay telling perfectly reasonable stories, but then you got Matt Johnson over here, and then you got Christopher Noel, who can't even tell what a porcupine is. So, you got all that mess involved. They're like, you know what, I'm out. Check it out. Don't believe shit. Jen's here. Welcome. Be brave. Mr. Lee, go on Moog's. Go on Moog's show. Do the British Bigfoot report. Just every week, report that there's been no sightings, because we all know that there are no Bigfoot in Great Britain or Florida or Georgia or New York. Maybe Arizona, though. There might be some in Arizona. Jen says, cold day here, we're doing well. Oh, it wasn't all that. It wasn't all that, Mr. Lee. You could see we were sparring in the chat, though. Jen says, hey, Joe, great night last night. Just like Iron Dogger came in. Yeah, I totally forgot about that until you just said that. Yeah, Iron Dogger came at me too. And she can come at me all she wants. I mean, the reality is I'm still, look, it was a betrayal to some people. Why'd she jump off a Moog's and go over to Bigfoot Odyssey and Hidden Existence crew over there? What was that all about? What was, of course, someone was trying to tell me oh, you need to look in the Moog's, and I feel like someone was trying to twist the story there, because I'm like, I don't know. All I know is she started out, as far as I know, in the Bigfoot arena on Moog's show, and then she just kind of bailed. I mean, I don't know the full story. I'm just like, if she just stopped, that would be one thing, or whatever. But just something seemed out of sorts about it. And she jumped over there to the bullshit Odyssey Hidden Exaggeration crew, and I'm like, I feel like there's a betrayal here. I just, I don't know if Mogs feels like that, but I would venture to guess I'm not the only viewer that feels like that. Timmy Boy says, I find it hard to believe people that have all these encounters and all this activity, i.e., Patrick, are full of shit, in my honest opinion, than when people like Thomas have been looking for a lifetime. Yeah. Well, how do I even unpack this situation? He just, I need further evaluation of this one. Try and figure out what I've been observing for all this time. And it doesn't sound like, because he was in my chat one night and we were talking about something about the cloaking, and it doesn't sound like he's open to the consideration that maybe he didn't see what he thought he saw. He just like, it's cloaking. Well, is it cloaking? Or, I mean, because again, prove cloaking is a thing separate from Bigfoot. Prove that something could possibly cloak like that before, but again, it's another thing that we can't prove. So it makes it look like we're looking at another story, right? What do we got? We got a guy that claims he's, it continuously mentions the third generation tracker. So what you're doing there is you're setting up a scenario where people have to acknowledge your greatness and setting yourself up as a bit of an expert without saying it. So he says, "Oh, well, there's no experts, but I'm an expert tracker." So sorry, Pat. I mean, it's just this is the issues we have to work through in situations like that. If you're completely legit about your story, Patrick, we need to sort out those things, because outsiders looking in see the story. Dude saw Bigfoot cloak like a freaking predator out of a movie. Dude's watching too many movies, and then he's over here saying, just keeps mentioning third generation tracker as something to give himself legitimacy. And then he's got an equation, right? So there's an equation he's mentioned, an equation of. So this makes him sound like he's done some hard maths on the Bigfoot, So there's just some things there that are red flags. Dude could be legit. But there's some things we have to work through, and so, yeah, like you're saying, keep saying, see him have these regular encounters, and then of course this is connected to the Iron Dogger, right? Because he's, saying how he taught Iron Dogger, and she's up there getting the same results and stuff like that, and I'm like, spend a lot of time on Squatch Talk, so why don't you see about someone like Pat, using your technique and your equations to get the results that you're saying, because you're pointing at Iron Dogger, who has gone over to Bullshit Odyssey. So you're creating creating this bit of a connection with the bullshit side of the Bigfoot community. So it doesn't look good. And we need to sort that out at some point. Jay says lichen is a type of moss. The spelling should be Lichen, but it's not a moss. But a lot of people look at it and call it moss. Lichens actually multiple types of organisms working together, and it looks like it's just one thing, but it's really not. So it's kind of in a weird zone. But grassy is purplish, green, red. Yeah, they're all kinds of colors and different forms. Um, Lichen's a weird group of organisms, but it's not just one thing. Like there's algae involved and stuff like that. Mr. Lee says, Timmy boy, don't forget my man John Bender Dangle. Oh man, be able to show it. If you want people to know it, you have to be able to show it. Yeah. Raptor says, so you're getting ready to watch Central Florida Bigfoot videos? Are you talking about his live stream on? It used to be at 8, but he hasn't been doing it for quite a while now. Raptor. Cindy says, Jay, I wonder if the Bigfoot got mad because he was peeing on a loved one grave. He used to do his lives at 8 o'clock Saturday, but he hasn't been doing them. So I guess he's moved on or to doing other things. Ah, dang it. Who did I just block? How did that happen? See, we were just talking about this. I just blocked somebody. Who the hell did I just block? Because it don't even tell me. Hold on a second. This is ridiculous. I'm gonna try and fix this now. I don't know how the hell, but I just did it again. This is getting ridiculous. I'm gonna blame it on StreamYard. StreamYard, your setup is something's wonky about it. Creates this problem. Let's see. Who did I block? I'm pretty sure I blocked someone just now. Who was it? I totally just blocked Cindy Finn. Sorry, Cindy. I don't know how the hell that happened. I mean, I know what happened. I was clicking and things went wonky, but man, trying to see if there's anyone else in here that shouldn't be blocked because it looks like mainly Russian bots. But I can't even. All right. Anyway, I think I fixed it. It should be fixed. Scotty, welcome. See, there I am. Okay. Cindy could be. Sure, they do. Is Cindy back? That's why I'm jealous of Bigfoot. They can pee anywhere they want to. Long live Porky Squatch. I'm probably way behind in this chat. In the day living. Because she could. Says because she could what? I'm just kind of skimming through chat, but kind of not upset with Iron Dog or just disappointed. Moke says. Initially says yes. Scotty's 41. Happy birthday. Tim Boy says it pisses me off when people say it can't exist, and it really pisses me off when people say they're having one living out back, but it knows when strangers are around and it hides. WTF are we doing here? I don't know. Yeah, but happy birthdays for Scotty. Learn something every day, says Jay. Yeah, I think that was when I was talking about the lichen, and I accidentally blocked Cindy. Hopefully Cindy's back. I don't know. I guess we'll find out here in a second. What the hell? How the hell did I do that? I mean, I know what I did. I was clicking, and it just happened. Team Boy says, "Here, let me unpack it." Lockbeard. 8 face-to-face, 33 encounters, 80% success rate in the woods. Yeah, how do you measure that 80% with Bigfoot encounter? So take Thomas out, bro. I've studied this dude for years. Why do you think I stay on him? Yeah, take Thomas out. Prove it to Thomas, demonstrate to Thomas. Leon, Pat, maybe Joe. Some of the people that have demonstrated they can keep it real. They keep it real. Lester's here. Welcome. I don't know if I got Cindy back or not. Why can't we find Sasquatch? Some people are saying we go about it wrong way. I don't really know, Mr. Lee. I mean, I have my ideas, but I know what's wrong. I think. I swear, they need to make this stuff a little more intuitive. All right, Cindy, I think I should have you back now. I'm sorry I blocked you. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. See, we were just talking about this. We just had this whole issue. We had with Mr. Lee on Saturday night, and then Pat had the same thing. People mad that they got blocked, and it's possible that some of them got blocked on accident, just like what just happened. Yeah, it looks like she's back. She's back. Sorry. We just saw it. It could happen accidentally. I didn't mean to do that, but it happened. Mr. Lisa. Okay. Yeah. Look. If you got a race of people out in the woods who specialize in staying outside of us, and they're out there all the time. They're butt ass naked. They know no matter how good a woodsman you think you are, these people are designed to be out there a lot better than you are, and have a lot better ability to observe things in the woods and sense things in the woods than you do. You are going to have to take it to some next level shit to sneak up on these guys in the woods most of the time. I think a lot of the cases it's when people see them, it's just the right combination of circumstances led to a mistake, because they're not perfect, obviously. They can, it seems, make a mistake. But if you think you're just going to walk out in the woods and sneak up on them, it's just not. They're gonna see you a mile away. They're gonna see you further than that away, probably. So I think people need to be thinking like you can go out and just do the whole camping thing. Like, you know what, we're just going to go out and camp, and if we have an experience, we have an experience, and that'll be cool. That's fine. But if you really want to find them, you need to get out somewhere without them seeing you get there, and be able to remain completely hidden, which means you ain't walking anywhere. You're not walking. You are crawling. You are camouflaged. You're moving slowly, and you need cover for your sound, which would be wind, storm, thunderstorm. So now you're crawling in the rain, in the mud. You got to somehow, if you're trying to get evidence, pictures, you've got to have be able to keep those things dry and functional on your extremely long trip to get there, um, wherever you're going to, however deep you're going in. You may have to go quite a ways. Um, you're not just walking up on these things. You're not just going to be strapping cameras up and catching them on those. That's going to stick out like a sore thumb to them. Even the one that I hid here, I didn't hide it very well, but I didn't feel like I really needed to go to that extent because I walked in, right? If any of them were already there, they saw me come in, they saw me place the camera, game's over anyway. But I'm also looking to see if there's been any other wildlife coming in that area. But you know, hogs or something would be nice to see. Because it won't kill me a hog. But on the off chance that they just weren't there, maybe they wander into that area rarely. I don't know for sure that they've been in this area that I put this camera. But it's a place that I have access to. Um, and that they could possibly move through. So I just wanted to get my camera out somewhere for now until I can figure out a better location to try do my own thing here. You know, just poking around. I don't got much. You know, I just got a trail cam, so I don't got much to work with. Um, I'm not in competition with any of these yahoos trying to say, well, what evidence you guys? Like, I'm not in competition with you guys. I'm poking around a little bit for myself, but what I don't need is people out here spreading a bunch of bullshit. And you know, I would like to have a pile of pretty concrete evidence, you know, documented somewhere, but I just don't got it. I'd like to think we could believe people when they tell a story, but we can't. You know, there's so many people out there that are lying that, you know, it's hard to sort out which ones. That's why, I stick with, you know, stories that don't involve a bunch of woo and crap that hasn't been proven to exist independently of Bigfoot. You know, so I avoid. You know, I'm not really gonna give much time to those. But people are saying that we're going about it the wrong way. And a lot of people probably are going about it the wrong way. I mean, it depending, but is it wrong or is it just the way they want to do it? You know, if they just want to, if they're not physically capable of doing some of the stuff I was kind of describing there, you know, that's just the reality. So they can go out and camp though, and you know, maybe get some experiences if that's just what they're looking for is experiences. But if you're wanting to try and sneak up on one, you're going to take it to a serious next level of stealth. And that's just the only way. And that's assuming they can't detect the electromagnetic fields of your camera, or even you. They might be able to see you, for all we know. Even under a pile of leaves, they may even be able to see you. You know, if they can detect a broader range of frequencies. But I don't necessarily believe that they do, but I don't also can't totally discount it either. What way about it should we go? You know, I don't know for sure. Just other than what I just described, if someone's wanting to try and sneak up on them, they're gonna have to take stealth to a whole new level. Yay, she's back. Um, Joe says, if we can't find Cindy, what chance do we have of finding Sasquatch? Yeah, I went there. I clicked the X off her name, and then I failed to click save at the bottom. So I have to. It's kind of weird to me, like save. What am I saving? I just deleted something. I deleted Cindy off my banned list. What the hell? But yeah, that's the way YouTube it works. So anyway, I'd forgotten to hit save. Oh, some moonlight reflected off some swamp gas, and Bigfoot farted some orb bubbles or something. Found her. Oh man. In YouTube hell. Yeah, you were right there. Your name was in there. It was in the middle too. It wasn't like it added it to the end. I had to go through the whole list. So there's all these Russian bot names. There's the dude with the N word in his name that come in here trying to be a problem. Or that might have been a bot too. I don't know. But your name was in the middle of all of them. I was like, why the hell? I think maybe it's alphabetical or something. I don't know, but it was just, damn it, StreamYard and YouTube, both of you need to redesign some stuff. 100 times better than Rambo. Yep. Timmy says, Cindy Finn, I live there. You get used to it. Well, you don't live there here, Timmy. You say what you want here. Because you know it can only be good. It can only be good that people can talk. You know, if someone doesn't want you talking, you got to ask why. Why don't they want you talking? So, you know, and apparently you apparently you have a serious interest in the Patrick Vaughn case, and I get it. I see there's a couple red flags there. Unfortunate that I have to say that, but I have to say that. Seems like a nice guy. You know, it's just like some of these people, like a lot of these people that are, you know, like them guys over at a channel that likes to act like it's a trusted source in Bigfoot audio news, right? You heard that, and then you hear that trusted source of news, and you immediately know, oh yeah, we can't trust them. Well, they don't ever say that on their channel, but they're all about the audio. They talk a lot about audio on that channel, and yet they helped someone smooth over and lie about stealing some audio because of a personal connection. I don't care about your personal connection. That's what you did, and you're trying to act like you guys are legit and you're real nice, you know. So people, that was really the point I was going on with them, is they're really nice guys. Well, it makes it hard for someone to say, well, why are you lying to me? Like, you don't want to, you don't want to say because this person's so damn nice. You don't want to say anything, Yeah, but he's so nice. I don't want to call him out for lying. You lied. Angel says, I think most sightings are people not even looking for them. Yeah. Sandra says he is on tonight in 8 minutes. Oh, are you talking about he's at 8:00? He really is. Well, we might go ahead and close her down here, and everybody can, who wants to, can roll over there and throw up a pirate flag, say it's Lockbeard raid, and Ernie says, without facts, it's almost impossible to develop a strategy. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, we just have to like roll it back. It's like, don't assume too much. I mean, what do we know? We know there's something there. We know that it looks like a type of human. Apparently it wants to stay hidden. What? There's some things, some reasonable suppositions we can make to guide us. So it specializes in being stealthy and specifically apparently to avoid being seen by us for the most part. So we got to take that to the next level. We got to take the stealth to the next level. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, do you want to see Sasquatch or just get evidence? I want both. I want to be able to see them, but I don't just want to be able to see them. I want to develop the strategies necessary to scientifically and consistently and reliably be able to observe them without disturbing them, to study them, and to prove they exist, but also to study them. If you can't consistently and reliably observe them, then you're not going to get anywhere. If you're just stumbling through the woods and hoping for a random chance to see, that's not going to work. That's not going to work for the scientific community or the general public. You got to be able, it's just like, figuring out how to track down and observe the mountain gorillas, right? You had to do it right. Had to figure out a strategy to pull that off. So yeah, I mean, that's what I want. That would be cool. But I just have feel again, the funding. You got your Rick Dyers over here figuring out ways to scam tens of thousands of dollars out of Bigfoot believers for hoax. Twice. You have a bunch of people out there who just that are willing to throw money at the subject, but are not. They'll throw money at a hoaxer, a known hoaxer, but they will not throw money towards an actual scientific approach to try and prove the existence of Sasquatch. They want the end result, so they're willing to throw money at it, and it's so far just been lies. You have to do the fucking work first. You have to do the science first. You have to get the evidence first. You have to develop the techniques to properly observe the Sasquatch. Everyone wants it now. They want it now. Science is a long, grueling process. I don't think a lot of people realize how much work it really is, and what it takes for real science to freaking happen. It doesn't just happen. People have to bust their ass to make the tiniest discoveries, And sometimes it takes millions of dollars to make such a small discovery. This would be a big discovery. There should be billions thrown at this point, you would think. But we're still dealing with bullshit with people willing to throw money at hoaxers. We're still dealing with bullshit of people writing books about just ridiculous theories that go off in left field, and we're not going to get anywhere. It's this big joke almost. I think they're out there. I'm pretty sure they're out there. I can't say 100%. I want to see proper scientific documentation, observation, discovery. But there's this whole freaking mess of nonsense between us and that. And it's maddening for someone who thinks, at least the way I do, that evidence, proper science, it's crazy. City Fences, Tim Boy, try being the one being talked about destroying PV. Huh? Timmy says long range surveillance is going to be the way. I mean, long range. Yeah, and yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I really mentioned that before. Like, you're gonna have to have. You're not talking about cheap equipment here. Because yeah, you're going to have to be able to get a clear shot through woods, and that's going to be hard, right? And I mean, that's going to be hard, man. So it's probably going to have to start with, using other spectrums and stuff like that to try and pinpoint one, and then trying to get a clear, real visible light image or video. And there's some other ideas to bounce around on how to do all that, but yeah. Very long range. Yeah, I'm not sure what she meant there. Happy birthday from Ruthless to Scotty. Jay says, Mr. 3, they have 3 little yip yippers that bark when a pissant farts to warn them. He did that to Angel says, Cindy fan, you didn't. He did that to himself. Cool, Ruthless. We're getting ready to shut down anyway, I think. Cindy says, I asked PV a series of questions on Pat's show based on his appearance on Alex's show, and I heard how horrible I was. I never used words. Hoaxer, he was full of shit, as is being said. I mean, do we need to... I mean, do we need to try and do a dive on this? Try and analyze it? Because he's been hanging around, Squatch Talk for a long time, and a lot of these chats, and he's almost like he's been enjoying a degree. What if he is, as you're saying, full of shit, and he has been a vampire as far as sucking on the legitimacy of these legit channels, right? What if that's what his strategy is? To be taken seriously, he keeps things fairly, not too far down the Matt Johnson roads, not too crazy, but crazy enough. But he sucks his legitimacy out of hanging around on the logical side of the Bigfoot channels out there. I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, we need to figure out one way or the other, because evidently he's lost the trust of a number of people in the chat. And the number of the viewers don't believe him. And I I certainly find a little bit of it kind of questionable, and I certainly see a couple of red flags. So, you know, we may need to take a bit of a look at this and try to figure some more out. Got a bail. Communing with nature. So you're outside pissing on a toad or something. All right. See you later. Logan says, wash your hands when you're done communing, Ruthless. Yeah, it sounds like Moog thought the same thing I did. Be good to each other. Timmy says, Cindy, he just blocks me on every show he mods. But Pat caught his ass now. Pat won't tell us that, but he fixed the problem. I'm cool with that. Yeah, but he can't he fired the entire police force except for Squatch Bait. So everybody went down with that, Timmy. Everybody went down with that. Which I don't care. Like I'm just saying, why do you delete me? Like I don't block anybody. That's just funny. But he probably felt like he needed to treat everybody the same to, you know, smooth things over. Joe says, breaking news: man survives multiple squirrel attacks with the help of Sasquatch. News at 11. Timmy Boy says they wanted his nuts, right? Cindy says, okay, Timmy Boy, I was cool till I saw what he did and shared on Alex's show. His body language is off, and I never heard that from him on panels, so I wanted to know. Jen says, LO, Joe sounds like a good headline. Miss Lee says, Lockbeard, do you have a specific area in mind where you know Sasquatch are? No. I don't know that they are at all. You know what I mean? I don't know 100% that they exist at all. That's where they most likely are. Sure. You know, there's been plenty of reported sightings in this area. Further south from here, especially. So, you know, trying to figure out where they're going to be, what they're doing is just going to be hard. Surely no small degree of luck going to be involved. If I could just find some tracks. I've never seen tracks in the woods, so I've never seen Bigfoot tracks. So can't track it if there ain't no tracks. But so I don't know, Mr. Lee. I don't know. Cindy says, Batmom, I did that today twice. Hey, has your jaw swollen up in glands? No, why? Well, mine are still swelling up, and I heard that girl the other night say hers were swollen. Good night, Mogs. Maybe we'll see you over. I don't know if you're going over to Central Florida or not, but I'll probably head over there if he's on. Tim Boy says, Cindy, go watch him on Bigfoot Explorer. He hijacked the channel as soon as he got a few guest spots and left without a word. He was trying it with Pat, but he got caught. Yeah. This is starting to sound like it's a little more of a habit than, because like I was just saying, I was starting to wonder if that's kind of what was happening. He's horning in. He clicks the link. He jumps on. He acts like he's an expert tracker. He speaks with this authority. he talks about how he's got it worked out. One knock means this, blah blah blah. You know, Iron Doggers were getting results based on my equation or research or whatever he was referring it to. You know, it's just all starting to smell a little bit. It sucks I have to say that, but it's just, you know, something don't feel right. Timmy Boy is certainly saying this, and so maybe we should dive into it a little bit in the future. Try to take a closer look. I don't know. There's some other fish that I'd really like to fry before him, but finding the time and trying to dig through and find, you know, adequate stuff to show people and that indicates that they're full of shit is it's a lot of stuff. Cindy Finn says, I did Timmy Boy and he kind of screwed up on Alex. I was listening and I wasn't paying too close attention. I guess I need to go back and look at that, like watch it a little more intently or something. But, you know, look, I'm starting to, like, I haven't really done a hard evaluation of Alex's show, but here lately I'm starting to notice there's there's some bullshit over there. I think he might be dangerously flirting with ending up being relegated to what I consider to be the bullshit side of the Bigfoot community. You know, that's not a final decision as far as what my personal. I'm not the, you know, you decide what you want. All I'm saying is, I consider certain channels, if they've lied to me once, we're out. You know, but you cannot. It's like Steenberg says, you know, never ever ever hoax. Not once. You do it once, you're gonna have people like me are gonna be like, look, I'm not listening to shit I'm not watching your channel. I don't watch Beast TV for a reason. I don't watch Bigfoot Odyssey. I don't watch Hidden Existence. I don't even watch Texas Channel for reasons. You put bullshit on your channel, I'm probably gonna wander off. I hung around watching Texas for a while, even though they were spouting some complete bullshit sometimes. Complete bullshit. But then, you know, I was like, well, but these guys are kind of fun to watch, and you know, some of their guests seem legit. But then they got bent out of shape about something I put in chat and banned me, and I'm like, okay, I'm out. You know, if I can't even talk over here, why should I? And you just putting a bunch of bullshit on my screen anyway. Why should I hang around again? I probably shouldn't. You guys want me gone? Fine, I'm going. Dodman says happy birthday to Scotty. Welcome, Dodman. Just wanted the narrative corrected, says Cindy. Yeah. Well, we may have to talk. We may have to do a little bit of a deep dive on here sometime on trying to sort that out. Late as usual. Oh, you're fine. We were late starting. Timmy Boy says, I guarantee if you dive in on it, you'll see. Well, I mean, I'm seeing what you're saying on at least some of what you're saying. I mean, I see some definite red flags there. I do. And it sucks. He seems like he's been a nice guy and stuff for the most part, but then, you know, there's been some issues with him holding the wrench, like not even like this recent thing before. You know, he was a little heavy with the band hammer, and I felt anyway. People that want to keep you from talking have something to hide. mean, unless you're just being a complete prick or something. I mean, there's certain things you cannot say in a chat. You know, there's certain, you know, YouTube has rules, and then I have rules. You're not like, you know, the guy that come in here and his name included the N word. Okay, we're not having the N word repeated over, because he wasn't saying it. It was part of his name. So yeah, very slick, buddy. But how the hell does YouTube's algorithm allow that guy to come in here, and yet you guys don't see some of the things that I put in chat and other channels because you haven't switched to the other from top to live chat. YouTube censors some of my stuff because it doesn't like something. I've been put into some kind of category where they censor my stuff harder. So like if I put something in all caps, sometimes it don't show up. Or if there's too many emojis or something like that, or a word that YouTube don't like, or I don't know, it censors some of my stuff. Dried out yet? Mr. Lee says, Lockbird, how are you going to gather the evidence then? What do you mean? I'm not sure. Like that sounds like you're asking that in relation to something I said, and I'm not really remembering what you're referring to there. High range 4-wheel drive in the backyard on my Land Cruiser still a bit moist. Birthday. Joseph gotta run. Might stop and see if Matt is on. Good talk, Lockbeard and folks. See y'all soon. Thanks for coming, Joe. Yeah. I'm probably gonna, if he's on, I'm gonna go over and see. Everybody's saying he's on. He answered questions defensively and threw a lot of shade, says Cindy. Cindy Boy says, I stay on him because he is believed by people, good people. I like that. That's all, brother. Yeah. Well, I mean, needs to be addressed. You know what I mean? You do not come up in here lying. We must have no tolerance for people coming up in here lying. We must ruthlessly take down liars. End of story. And if he's a liar, then it needs to be done, because we cannot get to the truth wading through an ocean of lies. So, or at least it's going to be really hard. He's in the chat at Matt's. Of course he is. More camping equipment for our camper's trailer, Mr. Lee. I mean, if he is full of crap and he has been surviving, getting himself looked at as he's using these more legitimate channels. I say legitimate, those that are keep things real, keep it logical. Don't just buy any bullshit. They're like, we're trying to find facts here, not just a bunch of bullshit. And then if he's been hanging around those channels on purpose in order to suck off some of that legitimacy for himself, then this needs to be exposed. Like, this needs to be brought out in the open. Like it is in open to an extent, but like it needs to be blown. We need to blow it up if that's the case. So I guess I'll take a little closer look at some of this stuff, because I really haven't paid him enough attention to say, and again, there's some other ones I'd like to tear into a little harder, that have been pulling off some bullshit for a long time. You got like LIB. A lot of you people still think LIB is cool and like him. He seems nice. Again, it's another one of those, seems nice and all this shit. But the fact is, he steals other people's shit. End of story. He steals other people's shit, and that's a fact. And I don't know how much of it he does, because it's hard to find. Because he's slick. He is slick. It's hard to figure out, because you have to. Because what you have to do, you have to see a picture he posted, and then you have to be familiar with hours and hours of other people's audio or video and see where he took that screenshot, because he takes a screenshot out of someone else's video, maybe trims a little bit off, maybe alters the brightness a little bit or the color, but it's just, you can see it's straight up stolen out of someone else's video somewhere. So you're gonna have to like be able to, okay, wait a minute, where did I see that picture? It seems like I remember seeing it in someone's video somewhere. It's really hard. He's slick. The LIB steals other people's stuff and claims it's his, and then when he gets caught, as I will show you at some point, he tries to act like oh, it was a mistake, and somebody he comes up with this whole bullshit story, but his original post proves. And hey, LIB, if you're watching this, you can go back and delete the shit all you want. I got the screenshots already, so whatever. You probably don't even, maybe you know what case I'm referring to. Do whatever. You lied to us in the story. I'm not letting you off. Come up here with an altered account. So get my name out of your mouth. Shut up. Get the fuck out of here. If that was you, I think it was you that night, but could have been D or Dark Waters or whatever. Scotty says, more camping equipment for our camper trailer, Mr. Lee. Yeah. PV is Patrick Vaughn. Brian Chewy, go hiking. That unfortunately, that's unfortunate for this community, says Brian Chewy. Oh no, says Mr. Lee. Tim Boy says it's safe at Matt's because I respect Matt's style of podcast. Yeah, Matt seems like he tries to keep things real. He seems like he's a good logical guy that's trying to do it right. Which it's starting to seem like if Patrick Vaughn's over there, this is his MO, right? Latch on to these channels and hang out with the ones that are the legit ones that we see as legit, that keep things real, to give himself legitimacy. He's trying to suck that legitimacy for himself. Yeah, he blocked me too, Batmom. Yeah. Because he's a liar and a thief. He's a liar and a thief. And I'm trying to, I don't know. I need to find time. I need more time to try and sort through and see if I can find any more examples, because I only have the 2 examples, and one of them I can't show you. And I'm not going to say why, but I can't show you. But one of them I can, and it's ironclad, open and shut case, and I just would like to have more examples. Because I guarantee you, if he's done it those 2 times, he's done it more and just hasn't been caught or found out. Because the liars, if they lie once, they lie again. Brian Tree says, headed over there when Lockbeard is done. Yeah, I'm going to try catch up with chat here and then probably wrap her up. The Prairie Fire says the shitbag brigade, DW douchewater. What's up, Prairie Fire? Brian says, I have not seen Vaughn in any cast all week until tonight. Well, I have a feeling you might not be seeing them at Pat's anymore. Pat was pretty pissed off, and I think we're all pretty sure who was laying down the banhammer too much. Although Nikki said she was the one that blocked Raptor. Like, I guess he was being a little, which you've heard me say to Raptor, say, Raptor, just be cool. Just chill out a little bit, You say whatever you want over here. Raptor, come over here. If you want to say all that shit, you say it over here, But yeah. Might need to edit read your comment. Like, when you're going to put a comment in, read it over, say, okay, can anyone take this wrong? Because you got to remember, a lot tone, connotation stuff doesn't really come through in typed words. So you got to kind of be real careful. how you word something. And if it is a joke, go ahead and put the laughing face on it or something to kind of indicate, so look, I'm just playing with you. I'm not serious. Because to you, it comes out of your brain, okay, I'm just joking, but the words don't convey that. Brian says, yes, Scotty, always good to see you in the chat, man. Mr. Lee says, I want to be blocked from Long Island Bigfoot too. Well, whatever. He can block all he wants. I'm still going to show the case at some point. The one case that I can show you that absolutely proves he stole and then he lied about it. He stole and then he lied about it. I mean, he lied like in his post too. Originally too, he lied saying he basically. Anyway, you'll see when the time comes, But Prairie Fire, happy birthday, Scotty, and many happy returns of the day. Prairie Fire says, doing well, Lockbeard. Lots of hate in my heart for the shitbag brigade. Yeah. As the other emperor says, let the hate flow through you. It makes you stronger. Embrace the dark side. Prairie Fire says, and anyone associated with the brand. Yeah. Hey, here's a question for Tex. Says Tex, have you denounced DDoS? Have you denounced it? Because he used to be real tight with DDoS. They were buddies, right? They're both in that Dogman bullshit. Which again, I think Dogman's complete bullshit. Show me one piece of like solid evidence. Just one. Come on, something. It's just total. It don't even fit within a logical. Can this creature exist? Is there any way? Like, unless you can show, because we have a fossil record showing something like a chimp developing into something like us, right? Eventually obtaining upright stance. Can you show that fossil progression for dogs somehow, that dogs turned into a half man, half dog thing? Or are you going to try and give me this bullshit? Well, there's shapeshifters and there's magic and all this crazy shit and alternate dimensions, and the government is breeding these things using mixed master. Mixed master is a thing they had. DNA. Tremors. Remember the movie Tremors? And then they've had several movies after that. And Burt Gummer. Anyway, they made a Tremors series, and in the Tremors series, the government had this stuff they called Mix Master, which allowed them to mix up the DNA of multiple different organisms to create new crazy organisms, and so that's what that was a reference to for those who don't know. Scotty says, I have no idea. I think his wife doesn't like other women. That's what I've heard. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. I haven't had any. I really haven't specifically myself seen that very much, but it seems like it's the case. I don't care about his wife. I care about the proof that he lies and steals. And then he's over here trying to push Bigfoot's mind speaking. Yeah. Smells like a bullshit artist to me all the way. Batman says, I don't like other people either, Scotty. Nice to see you here. Danny says, greetings from South Carolina. Danny coming in the final minutes, but he is here. Welcome, Danny. Prairie Fire says, oh, that's good to know. Guess I won't be listening to him any longer. Yeah. I don't know. I may just go ahead and show you the one case maybe next week or something. I don't know. But it's just I wish I had more, because everybody's gonna say, well, that just shows he did it once. No, I know for a fact he did it twice. But it's just something that's hard to find, because if you don't, you might see that picture, and if you don't remember that scene from part of a video you saw over on someone else's channel somewhere, then you're not going to know that's a stolen picture. I don't think. There may be a way to figure it out. Like there may be, I don't know. But other than just remembering, but so it's just hard to pick it out. But I guarantee if he's done it twice, he's probably done it a bunch more. Batman says he's talking crap about text, saying lies, and people eating it up. Who is me? Let's see. Mr. Lee says, Dan, what's up? Good afternoon. Yeah, she said she'd do it again. Yeah. Yeah. But she probably isn't involved with the other blocks, I'm sure. Do it. Tex. Been in bed all day. Food poisoned from pizza. Tex doesn't speak to my ex. Has he denounced him though? Or I mean, the only thing I remember seeing anything like it came up sort of like as I recall, it's been a long time. He was kind of like not willing to like say anything definitive. Michael says, hey Lockbeard, what's up, Michael? No, not you, Lock. Oh, D's saying stuff about text now. Is that what you're saying? Let me see here. Let's see a bunch of lives going on that. Yeah, Central Florida's on. He's been on for. Is that Max Powers he's got on over there? Yeah, that's Max Powers. 27 watching over there. He's been going for 39 minutes. So I'm probably going to start at the beginning on high speed when I get over there. How you doing, Mr. M Bean? Wow, bro. There's lots of appeasers. Yeah. All right. Well, we're over 2 hours in, even though we were late starting, and Matt's going on over there, so I'd like to go check that out, and I'm sure a lot of you would too. So hopefully I'll see a few of you over there. Throw up a pirate flag, get a little Lockbeard pirate raid going there, and thank you guys for coming. Keep it real and stay free.